Hello, hello everyone. Oh,
I didn't have my mic ready. Ugh, I am like shocking at this whole thing. You'd think that, oh, well, I've been streaming for a while now. You would think I would remember the microphone, but no, obviously not. It's because it's on a boom arm that I like swivel out of the way. So I got to swivel it back in. And I also forgot to like tell people on Discord I was going live. So I hit the live button, then I'm like, well, now I've got to tell everybody that I hit the live button, don't I? At least I didn't send out a notification halfway through the stream, which I've done numerous times. But anyway. Queen Earth, hello. I know you guys left the messages a while ago, but thank you. Mwah. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Blood. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Joanne? Joanne. Hello. Ryan. Hello. Tony. Gino, happy birthday. Well, thank you. What do I get? What do I get for it's my birthday? I like presents. My God, I thought that I was gonna like look half decent coming on, but no, I really don't. I'm still unprepared. I don't know. I feel like if you look back at like my streams from last year, I look so much better. Now I just life. Grandma's house. Mwah. Thank you, Tony. Tony is like super awesome super mod. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Yes, how is everybody doing? Oh, I know. I know. I know. Yeah, because the sound was actually coming from my headphones. I know, right? I had an absolutely shocking day yesterday. It was bad. It was a very, very, very bad day. It was bad when I woke up, and even towards the end, it was not good. So I don't know, but I'm here. I'm here, even though the anxiety is still there. I still turned up. So it is actually Australia Day. Happy Australia Day to all the Australians out there, if you celebrate it. And I will bring up an article of why Australia Day is currently so controversial. Like, the woke world is just not my world. Hey, Edward, how are you? Hey, Melissa. Canada's early anniversary. Yearly. Sorry, I can't read. I'm on a tiny little screen. Canada's yearly anniversary is July 1st. Oh, that's right. I remember Mr. Malloy going on that, like, his birthday is Canada Day. We just want to look at you. There's not that much to look at. Sith, hello. Good Friday morning to you. Have a great streamer day. Thank you. I love donuts. It's so bad. I need to lose weight, but there's like a new donut place that's literally opened up a couple of minutes walk down the road. We went and got donuts last week, or was it the beginning of this week? I can't remember. It could possibly have been Monday. They weren't too bad. Their chocolate isn't the best, but what did I have? I had a Bjorno filled one. So, you know, like the Kinder Bjorno? Yeah, it had that filling, which is like a hazelnut filling. So kind of like a lighter, more whipped kind of Nutella. So it's a light Nutella kind of flavor. And it was quite good. And I'm like, this is dangerous being like right down the road of where I can like easily walk. Sorry, guys. That's unprepared. Can't imagine when you actually be prepared. Yeah, I know. I don't think I'm ever prepared. And my hair is annoying me. When does it ever not annoy me? But I gave it a quick straighten before I came on. It was half an hour beforehand. I'm like, maybe I should like straighten my hair, put a touch of makeup on, and actually eat some breakfast. Maybe one day I shall have my life together, and I think everybody will just keel over and unalive themselves because I don't think that will ever happen. Good, can't complain. How about you? I am okay. I am here. I am here. Happy Australia Day. Thank you. I celebrate Australia Day with barbecue just like every other day. I love a good barbecue. I swear I would like barbecue every day if I could. But like where I am, like I'm in an apartment that does not have a balcony or a yard or anything like that. So we don't have a barbecue. I keep telling my husband, let's just set up a barbecue from our garage, like on the driveway. So we got like a pretty flat driveway. So like it's 2-car driveway with like a little 1-car garage. And I'm like, let's just like set up a little Weber there. I don't care. Everybody else can go stick it. I can walk to numerous places within minutes to destroy my health. But it takes 3 weeks for an appointment with a dietitian. I know, right? It's so much easier to be unhealthy than what it is healthy. It's like it's easier to walk down the road to get a donut than to drive 15 minutes to the gym. Well, technically, my husband's gym is probably the same amount of walk, but in the opposite direction from the donut place to the gym. But he hasn't been to that gym in ages. So he's like signed up for 2 gyms because one is like one that you can just go and use the equipment or whatever. And the other one that he goes to is like dedicated weightlifting gym that his friends own. As long as you're all right, you're welcome. All right, cool. Go to the local park and do barbecue there. Well, one of the girls from work goes, yeah, come down to the sailing club for some drinks later on. And I'm like, maybe. So we shall see. All I wanted to do was like go down to my local Greek place last night and like have like a glass of wine of like my favorite red wine. Did I say red or wed? Anyway. And then my husband came home really late from the gym. So when we got there, the kitchen was already closed. So we had to go to the other one, and the other place sucks. They can't even do like fries for all the Americans out there. They couldn't even do that well. And I'm like, and this place costs more than the other place. And I'm just like, I hate this. I want to go home. We're never coming back here again. I would have rather gone to McDonald's and had chicken nuggets. That was my opinion of the food from this other place, which is not good. Like, I know, I'm being fussy. I'm a fussy pants. But yes, so like it's Australia Day. It's a public holiday here. Same day every year. It's the day that Australia celebrates becoming Australia. You're making me want donuts and Maccas. I apologize. Oh, I never said I was a health food channel. But I really need to get back into shape. Maybe I should like start vlogging me like trying to get back into shape again. It'd be nice to do that before my birthday. My birthday is the end of March, so I've got like 2 months. Actually, yeah, I've got pretty much exactly 2 months. Because I was still meant to do the Princess Leia slave outfit. And Lucky Guava Ball is not here. So he cannot give me crap about it. Actually, you know what? I wanted to have a look Oh, okay, cool. So, I was checking out, what was it? I was in MG Law's chat the other day, and like Baker was in there talking about the lives going, uh, majority of lives going limited. And I noticed, so because I'm still fairly new to the whole, your channel is monetized and you get ad revenue. So when I'd set up most of my streams, like I haven't streamed that much since I got monetized. My monetization hasn't been on when I have started to stream. Whoopsies. Um, so I've turned on the monetization after the stream, and within like an hour or so, it's gone limited. And it's just like, I barely even use a swear word. Like it'll be the occasional F word, but like I try to rein it in. I try to be good. So I don't know why it turns limited so quickly. So I wanted to have my studio thing on. And so what, I've been live for 13 minutes now. I have refreshed my studio. I made sure that when I set the live up, that I went into my studio and made sure that the monetization was on. So it's on, and it's still on. It hasn't gone yellow yet. When a place is worse than McDonald's, that's not a good sign. It's not like that. Like the actual meat itself was fine. Like I had chicken Slovakia, but the chips, like the fries were rubbish. I'm like, what is this? And I'm just like, no, the other place, like it's better. It comes with salad and all this stuff, and this was just like the meat and chips. And I'm like, I'm not a child, and it's like, and I'm not paying an extra $20 for a salad that I'll eat a quarter of and my husband won't touch. He didn't even end up eating all of like his food either. So ended up taking it home. And I could and just the waitress, she didn't get it either. You know what I mean? I'm like, can I have a sparkling wine? She's like, sparkling water? No, I didn't say water. I said wine. But anyway, because it's just like, because I was asking for like a semi-sweet, like red. And then she suggested this one wine, which is so sweet, it's like a port. And then she suggested a Moscato, which is also obnoxiously sweet. And I'm like, I said semi-sweet red. Why are you suggesting white? A sweet white wine. That's not the alternative that I want. But anyway, all right. Well, I had a thing. I actually, because Australia Day, like I know I'm gonna get to a couple of Reddits. There was a whole thing on why Australia Day is actually so controversial. So it's also referred to in some parts as Invasion Day. I typically tip waitresses based on cleavage size, not the service. Well, when you just go to Hooters, I mean, isn't that the go there? You need to have boobs. Do they still pay? Yeah, was it the one place that I knew where there was a Hooters in Australia is now gone? I don't think Hooters is really a thing here now. And even still, I think it was like more of a novelty than anything. So, alrighty, let's just have like a little, a slight little Australia Day. I hate using this tiny little like laptop. Like, when did I think that this was a good idea? I don't know. At least this article is actually fairly recent. Like, it's from the 9th of January, which was like, what, a week and a half ago? So 236 years old. I know, we're still a fairly young country. So of course we're like the teenagers of the world. Well, technically the indigenous people of Australia have been here for a lot longer than that. So hello Cornelius, how are you? I'm doing not too bad. Past, hello. Mwah. All right, let's just present and share screen. Ashes, hello. Why is Australia Day controversial? And explain it for international students. Well, you know, it'll I figured this article will probably be slightly educational. So, mates before dates. Okay. Interesting. Change the date. No, change the system. All right. So yeah, you can kind of see that there are different opinions. Even like some people at work, they'll kind of like, it's kind of like, because where I am is very much or where I work anyway is very much a yay Australia Day, let's go to the beach, let's have a barbecue. And then as you move into certain other areas of Sydney, it's more the whole Invasion Day thing. All right, let's get ready. For some, the Australia Day public holiday on the 26th of January has become synonymous with clothing and accessories adorned with the Australia flag. Yeah, like there is too much clothing with that is like dodgy with like Australia flags, like the hats, the flip-flops. Yes, I said flip-flops. And like little Australia Day flag, like a little Australia flags and all that kind of stuff. Actually, there used to be a thing of like floaties at the beach for Australia Day. I can't remember if that's still a thing. It's also the day thousands of people officially become Australian citizens and citizenship ceremonies across the country. I forgot about that. Like Australia Day is actually a big day for people that want to become Australian citizens. They get their citizenship and like have like a full ceremony and stuff like that. And also Australia Day is also when like Australian of the Year and stuff like that. So people that do great things in the community get recognized on this day as well. So overall, though, it is regarded as a day to acknowledge the country's history, good and bad. The history of Australia Day has created a significant amount of controversy, with many referring to the day as Invasion Day and advocating for the day of the public holiday to be changed. As a result of the discourse, retailers Woolworths and Big W, yeah. So Woolworths is like the big like supermarket conglomerate here, have announced they will not be selling Australia Day merchandise in 2024. Below, we explain why Australia Day is so controversial, so you can decide how you want to spend the day. Yeah, so like it was the whole thing of they're like, yeah, we're not bringing out any Australia Day merchandise. So my husband, the way that he had read it and explained it to me was that they lose a lot of money on it. So I don't know if it's the whole we're going to lose money on all this Australia Day merchandise, or that they were doing it as like we support the whole thing of the Invasion Day and not really wanting to celebrate Australia Day. So I don't know. Have I heard the Australia Day song? No, I don't know if I have, but you know what? If I hear it, I probably will recognize it. You know what I was missing this year? Although I don't really watch normal television anymore. The lamb ads. Remember the guy that does the Australia Day, like you got to celebrate Australia Day with lamb on like a barbecue and stuff like that. The ads actually got very interesting. So I don't know if those still happen or not. But yeah, but like people were so upset at Woolworths for not bringing out Australia Day merchandise that they actually got graffitied. Some of the stores, like their roller doors and all that, got graffitied with Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. So I'm sure those people would have been busted because I'm sure that Woolworths has cameras all over their areas. You know what I mean? What is Invasion Day? For Aboriginal Australians who had occupied the land for over uh, 50,000 years prior to the arrival of the British, Australia Day is a day of mourning. Many non Indigenous Australians feel the same way, which means you may hear the terms Invasion Day, Survival Day, or Day of Mourning used instead. As a result, the Invasion Day debate is also 26th of January. Many fly the Australian Aboriginal flag at half mast and wear black clothing to protest and remembrance as a symbolic demonstration of mourning. I just wear black because it's my thing. The date, 26th of January, is extremely controversial because it marks the anniversary of the arrival of the first fleet of European ships on Australian shores. It was then that the colonisation of the country began, bringing massacres or oppression of Indigenous communities, theft of land, and more recently, the stolen generations of the early to mid 20th century. These generations of Australian children were forcibly removed from their families as a result of government policies. It was effed up. It really was. Like, they were not treated well. As such, there have been calls for Australia Day to be moved to a date that unifies all of its people instead of continuing to divide. Hey, Eris, how are you? That change the date debate. The history of Australia Day is relatively short. It wasn't until 1935 that all states and territories in Australia began using the name Australia Day to mark 26th of January, and it only became a nationwide public holiday in 1994. Wow, really? I guess I was pretty young. So I actually cannot remember there not being a public holiday on Australia Day. So yeah, interesting. Hey Barry, we should be choosing peace, not sides. Happy Australia Day. Agreed. However, despite its relative recency, it is easily Australia's most contentious date. There has been much mixed public sentiment around the movement to change the date of Australia Day. Hey, Gutters Pub. For many, both Indigenous Australians and non Indigenous Australians alike, the idea of celebrating an event that marks the beginning of dispossession and mourning for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people does not feel right. In fact, it's quite uncommon for a country to celebrate its national day, the anniversary of colonization. Over the last few years, attitudes have been shifting towards changing the date that Australia Day is celebrated. In 2017, CNN reported that only 26% of Australians wanted the date changed. However, a more recent poll by The Guardian found that 57% of respondents would either support changing the date or keeping the date and celebrating a separate day to acknowledge First Nations people. A more detailed study carried out as part of Deakin Contemporary History survey found that there are significant differences in attitudes between older and younger generations. It found that 70% of baby boomers, people born 1946 to 65, are against changing the date. Well, yeah, because they're like die-hard Australians. So while 53% of millennials both those born between 1986 and 2002 were in favor of the change. Well, yeah, of course there's going to be differences in age of changing the date. So the older people are definitely going to be more, yeah, exactly, a selective poll. 100% errors. Like, you know, like if you're gonna survey people and like if you're gonna have like more like, if you haven't sort of like diversified where you're taking this poll, well, then yeah, you're gonna have very mixed results. So, the suggested alternative dates for Australia Day include 1st January. No. I'm sorry. 1st of January is New Year's Day. You cannot share New Year's Day with Australia Day. I'm sorry. You can, as an Australian term, you can get stuffed. But you know why? Like, also, it's a thing that people will be like, no, don't change the date, because people want a public holiday. People still will want today as a public holiday. Yeah, they make statistics say whatever they want them to, pretty much. January 28th, this date has already been adopted by the city of Fremantle. So I'm in Sydney, New South Wales. Fremantle is in Western Australia, which is the opposite side of the country to me. So, you are Gutters Pub? Oh my God, that is awesome. Please, everybody sub up to Gutters Pub. She's absolutely amazing. We've renamed and gotten rid of holidays in Australia, in the US, because of agenda. Yeah, I know. Like, this is why, I'm not big on politics. I'm just not. Like, can we just like not fight, please? 12th of March, the day that Australia's capital city, Canberra, was officially named. Maybe, but more importantly, what will this day had better still be a public holiday? I'm sorry. 9th of May, a date that continues, that coincides with many significant anniversaries in Australia, including becoming a self-governing federation. 27th of May, the anniversary of a referendum to include Indigenous Australians in the census count. Why weren't they included in the census count? That is my problem. The date also kicks off Reconciliation Year each year. Well, you know what? I reckon 27th of May then will be very good to be a recognition day then. Like, why? Like, I understand why people are miffed, but I don't know. I don't know. How do people demonstrate resistance for Australia Day? Many people who do not believe that Australia Day should be celebrated on 26th of January actively show their resistance to the date. Some simply, God, I can't read today. Some simple ways people choose to do this include using an alternative name such as Invasion Day rather than Australia Day, and by not celebrating with a barbecue or a party. Yeah. Each year, there are peaceful marches. Peaceful. Rallies and protests held against the nation. These organized gatherings typically feature speakers and sometimes performances and ceremonies. There are inclusive events at which many attendees dress in black and carry messages of support for changing the date. Increasingly, workplaces are signifying their position on 26th January by allowing their employees to substitute the public holiday for a different day, either individually or collectively as an entire workplace. Organizations like Change It Ourselves offer a guide for employees and employers who wish to take a different day off. Well, it's a public holiday. My office is closed. Notable employers who have opted to give their staff the option to work on 26th of January include Deloitte, KPMG, Spotify, Channel 10, Telstra, Woodside, and the University of Wollongong. So, like, yesterday when I was at work, because, like, I'm a photographer, whatever, the real estate that I work for, I take a lot of images for their social media account. And so they put out a post yesterday about the office being closed, and it was like one of the surfy pictures, because obviously it's a beachside suburb. And one of the girls, that sort of like one of the managers is kind of like, oh, like, should we put up something with an Australian flag? I literally went out hunting in the afternoon to like go take pictures of Australian flags and stuff like that. And now looking back at it, I'm like, maybe it was like a company thing of not really doing an Australia Day post because of the controversy behind it. Make Australia Day July 4th. Every country should celebrate their country on the day the US became a traitor against the crown. Oh, thanks, Mel. The best part of YouTube is meeting other great people in this world. That is so true. Like I honestly never thought that when I started watching YouTube that I would be doing live streams, reading things very badly for the people on the interwebs. Peaceful marches are boring. It's riots that make bigger headlines and increase the number of people watching the news. Yeah, totally. Hey, Keith Brazy. I'm a mechanic, whatever. Yeah. No. Hey, James Money, how are you? Oh, yeah. All right, let's finish this off and then let's get to some other stuff. Oh, well, that's finished. Well, there you go. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, I spilled my coffee. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. Now I have like a cushion. Now I need to clean my cushion. Give me 2 seconds. I'm a doofus head. So this has to go on the wash straight away. I'm like, look, got a big coffee mark right on my cushion now. Dearing me. I know, literally a coffee break. I know. Hey, Skullbob, how you doing? Doing well? That's good. I'm never gonna remember. But is it how you going? Is that the Australia way? Yeah. How you going? You got it correct. Hi. It's Astra? I'm gonna say Astra. Yes, please. I would appreciate you. Oh, dearie me. Oh, I'm just having a shocker, eh? That's another very Australian term. I'm having a shocker. Oh, and I just did a little refresh, and my monetization is still on. So far, I'm slightly successful. Oh, Tony, that's all right. I know OFG talks for a long time. Hasn't he been streaming for like 2 hours or so now? Yeah, he's been streaming for a couple of hours. This like I swear yesterday he was streaming for like 3.5, 4 hours. So far, so good. Alrighty. Oh, I had all this stuff like set out, and then because I was gonna do some Reddits. Oh, it's so funny as well because it's like so I think schools go back next week. So I think that there was like still so many people away on holidays right now. And so everything has been like pretty quiet, which is good. I'm not looking forward to school going back because then school zones come back in and it's a whole pain in the bum driving around. So like right now is like nice. Oh, actually, well, in the mornings there's less people on the road, I guess, because there's no school. But then during the day, I guess people are traveling around, so there's like more people on the road during the middle of the day. I don't even know what the point is for me actually talking about that. So, but my Australia Day plans today is I have no Australia Day plans. It's more just like, yay, I have a day off. I really should be working on like YouTube stuff. I keep saying it, but I've got like a good couple of videos that I still have to edit. Perhaps I should look at that today. I also have like a couple of things I've got to film and unbox. So actually I should do a short of like my boxes. Like this is actually like a gift that I gifted myself for becoming fully monetized. So I wanted to do a unboxing of this. And Mad Max literally just messaged me going, "Oh, baking day." Oh, because it came up in his memories of me baking, apparently. Interesting. So I still have a couple of things that I've got to unbox and film. Deary me. I'm blind. Yeah, I am. Ah! Hello, OFG. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Hello. Did you even notice the raid? No, I didn't because I'm obviously blind. Well, you were muted yesterday. Today I'm blind. Hey guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Fairbricks. Oh, dearie me. You're not working on YouTube stuff. I know. Oh, you guys are so cute. I can't stay today. Have fun. That's all right. I hope you have a good day. Thank you, Queen of Pilar. Oh man, yes. Thank you just so much for stopping by, and thank you for the raid, guys. I feel very special. I do. And now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Yeah, I have a lot of YouTube stuff that I need to do and have been putting off for a long time. And I wonder why I am just why I am not moving forward in my channel. But anyway, that's a story for another day. All right, let's do a Reddit story. Mad Wax Mad one my god, I can't speak. Mad Max wants cooking. He always wants cooking. He wants cookies. That's what he wants. He wants cookies. Actually, you know what? Like I've got a thing for in New York, the Levine cookies. I've got like a recipe for making Levine style cookies. Maybe I should film myself making those. Those like big fat like jumbo size of your head cookies. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas, guys. This happened to me. I swear it was the same thing that happened to me last year. When I finished the advent calendar, I'm just like, what do I do now? Like, I don't know. I swear I hate these goddamn ads. Like, I'm looking at this thing and half of it is just taken up with all these like ads. I can't get rid of them. Sounds fancy. Hey, Biscuit, how are you? Much love to you too. All right. Have you ever done a cooking live? Lately, a lot of people like those. No, I haven't done a cooking live. I was going to do it at the end of last year when I was making snickerdoodles, but I was just so overwhelmed by like work and life and doing the advent calendar and stuff that I just made the snickerdoodle. Like I ran out of time. And I didn't end up doing a live. And I really wanted to do the live of making the snickerdoodles. Well, I was going to already like have the mix done. That would have just been me rolling them out and putting them in the tray. I don't know. And that I also had to sort of like figure out like the camera and stuff like that. Although I've got like the whole the setup for my coloring that I possibly could adapt. I mean, well, Baker does like his where he's just got like the overhead camera. I guess I could try that one day. What would you guys want to see me make though? That's the thing. All right. Oh my goodness. Like this thing on the ads is going to drive me bonkers. All right. Let's see this one. Anything I want? All right. This is another one of those like daily squared. So this is a Reddit story. And look, it already knows like what to send through for for targeted ads. Look, they're making some like chocolate thingy bobbin with a balloon. I have no idea what is going on. They're already preparing for Easter, right? All right. Okie dokie. I'm getting distracted by the ad. Man refuses to give parents the inheritance grandparents left him, reminds them of what they put him through. Generally speaking, parents tries not to raise entitled kids. However, that does not exclude them from falling into that group themselves. Meet Gideon Dries? Gwendolyn? Oh my goodness. I just cannot read today. The entitled son of entitled parents. Look, you can tell what my ads are. You can tell I was looking up Ugg boots. This is so rude. It's exposing me. His father and mother had him when they were still at university. All right. In my country, you can start university straight out of our version of high school. Though for men, there is a mandatory military service for some months, or they need to go into civil service for a few months longer, OP writes. The OP, I'm really, really over these ads. The OP, well, don't worry, there will be like a Easter countdown in my shorts. I know. I know. It's so rude. They're exposing me. The OP grew up on his mother's parents' farm until he was 6 years old. OP's grandma and his uncle, who was also on the farm, were more parents to him for the first 6 years of his life than his actual parents. My parents were not that horrible or as horrible parents go. I never suffered any violence, but my mother has a very short temper and often screamed at me over things that were not my fault as a kid. And my dad is seriously the smartest man I know. He can by heart recite half the code of law of our country. The dad wanted the OP to be like him when he came into academics. The parents pulled all funding from the OP when he chose to study archaeology and history. So they're on bad terms. Really? He's still going off to go study. Like, be grateful he is still in an academic field. What the hell? Later on, OP's parents demanded he hand over the money he got from his grandparents so they could renovate the farm, but that wasn't happening. OP's story begins. I'm going to be completely honest here. I am somewhat entitled myself. I am the entitled son of entitled parents. Well, at least he can admit it. My father and mother had me when they were still at university. My mum was 20 and my dad was 24. In my country, you can start university straight out of our version of high school. Though for men, there is a mandatory military service for some months, or they need to go into civil service for a few months longer. As my parents were still reading law then, I mostly grew up on my mother's parents, my grandparents' farm until I was 6 years old. My grandma and my uncle, who were also on the farm, were more parents to me the first 6 years of my life than my actual parents, who mostly were either at university or, in my father's case, working in law to qualify as a judge as fast as possible. My uncle sadly died when I was 10. My dad was a judge when I was age 6, and he finally got a post near where my grandparents lived. And his dad paid his way through university and even gave him 100 grand if hang on. Yeah, $100,000 if I convert it from our currency to help my dad buy a house, which my mum and I moved into with my mum. Wait, hang on. Which my mum and I moved into with him. My mum was enrolled in university for 20 years. Oh my goodness. She never finished her law degree and earned some cash working in her parents' small company. They ran out of the farm. Enrolled in university for 20 years, but never finished her law degree. Oh. You hear about people like that, right? Where they're just eternally at university. I could not be one of those people. I could not. OP's mum was short-tempered with him, and sorry, I'm all choked up, guys. As she was with the OP. My parents were not that horrible as parents go. I never suffered any violence, but my mother has a very short temper and often screamed at me over things that were not my fault as a kid. And my dad is seriously the smartest person I know. He can by heart recite half the code of law of our country, speaks 5 living languages and 2 dead ones. He only ever got the highest grades possible and expected the same of me. And while I'm not dumb, I was dyslexic as a kid, still am. So many subjects requiring correct writing were very hard for me. In American terms, whenever I got a C, he told me he was disappointed I didn't get a B. Whenever I got a B, he was disappointed I didn't get an A. And even when I managed to get an A minus in the subject, he constantly asked why I didn't get a straight A like he had. I got punished for everything worse than a B, with house arrest or not being allowed to play games or watch TV. And if the stars aligned and I managed an A, he only said that was to be expected. I was his son. That is harsh. That would be an absolutely horrible environment growing up, to never get any approval from your father. That sounds so bad. The worst time was when my dad had an affair. Oh, great. My mom was short-tempered with him as she was with me and screamed at him constantly. So I can understand why he would want to get some love somewhere else. Oh, dear. But they decided to work things out, which in turn made them both angry all the time and angry with me. You know what? Just separate. Just go your separate ways. When they read OP's parents the Riot Act, they at least gave him a few $100. With lots of hard work, I managed passable grades on our country's equivalent of A levels. I did my mandatory stint in the army and moved on to university. My parents pulled all funding from me when I decided to not go into law but study archaeology and history. I got a job as a night auditor in a hotel to finance my studies. My grandparents were appalled. They had paid for my father and mother's studies. For my mother's only first few years, though. So when they read my parents the Riot Act, they at least gave me a few $100 for a month of rent. Oh, YG, thank you. I lived in student housing, which was pretty cheap compared to the apartment my grandparents bought my dad could live and study in the city. Fast forward a little again, I am nearing the completion of my studies. Both my grandparents had gotten cancer, one breast and liver cancer, the other had cancer of the gallbladder. Oh. So my grandparents decided to distribute their heritage. I got a car and $10,000 if I convert it from my mother's parents. The other and another 10,000 from and the apartment they had once bought for my father from my other grandparents. I was still on bad terms with my parents as they still were livid that I didn't go to law. And sorry, guys, I am struggling to read today. I got my archaeology degree. I was still working as a night auditor and living in the apartment my grandparents had gifted me. While the apartment is in my name, I made a deal with my grandparents to pay them what I paid in student housing as rent. Once they died, the apartment would be completely mine with no extra costs. So by now, I was self sufficient. Having finished one master's degree, I decided to take my car and make a trip through Europe, visiting all the historical sites I wanted. I will confess, I splurged there. I spent the equivalent of $10,000 on that. Now, meanwhile, my parents had twin girls around the time I finished that degree. They are 3 years old now, and last year, the last of my grandparents died. My parents inherited the farm from my mother's parents and the house of my father's parents, and everything else besides the $20,000, the car, and the apartment I had gotten, and the part set aside to pay for the care of my schizophrenic aunt, my father's sister. They planned to renovate the farm and move in there, and they asked me to give them the other $10,000 I had gotten from my grandparents for renovations, because if you have the money to waste on traveling and getting a degree in archaeology and history, which you still haven't finished, by the way, you can give that money to us to renovate the farm. After all, that came from our inheritance. I thought I didn't hear right. This is the point of where I want to remind people that my mother spent 20 years of student fees on an unfinished degree. Wow, these parents are a-holes. Hey, Ash. Hey, Ash, how are you? King Smiley, hey. I know. Why are they complaining? I'd love just to have. I don't know. Like, that is just horrible. Finally back to decent weather. Are you guys? Now, I love my little sisters with all my heart, but at the moment, I loathe my parents for demanding I give them the money. I cut contact with them, but they still keep bothering me over the money. That is horrible. I can't help but think back at all the times when my mother unloaded on me screaming, or I couldn't please my father's standards and was punished for it, or when they outright cut me off when I decided to not study law. I know this is a luxury problem, and many people would be happy to have the apartment, the car, or the money, but I'm just at my wit's end. I really do love my sisters, and if it was for their health or something, I would give it away in a blink of an eye. Although I don't really feel like their brother, and more like an uncle considering the age gap. But my parents already have a perfectly fine house, the farm and another house. Granted, the last two need renovations, but I really don't see why I should give up the money my grandparents gave me. I tried to post this on Am I the A-hole, but it is so long for them. So I decided to ask you for opinions. Am I the a-hole? I really do not have the nerve to write this again in a shorter version for the other sub. Oh my God. It's so sad when families literally argue about money. My family has been poor my entire life and we've been happy. Yeah, my so I've seen a lot of families torn apart by money. So it's happened on both sides of my husband's family and it's happened on my dad's side of the family as well. Still dealing with some weird -25 yesterday. Oh my God, Ash. I don't know how you guys cope. Um OP reveals more, saying there is what legally regulating quota of what percentage of my inheritance would need to go to whom. My parents are entitled to at least a third of my possessions until I have kids of my own. A spouse would also get a third. I definitely try to be a better man than my father. There actually is an ancient Greek quote. I cannot read that. Translates to be a better man than your father. I have always aspired to be, though sometimes I catch myself with the same horrible temper and superiority tendencies as my parents. Oh, that's the best part. The comments roll in. You are not the a-hole, they are. They have plenty of money. They certainly don't need yours. Be proud of yourself for achieving everything you have despite of them. Honor your grandparents by being the best person you can be and living your life well. If you have kids, treat them as your grandparents treated you, not how your parents treated you. If you really want to screw with your parents, make a will that if anything happens to you, all your possessions are to be sold and the money put into higher investment interest savings account in the name of your sisters. Great idea. It should only be accessible by your sisters either when they reach 18 or to pay for university if your parents follow tradition and refuse to pay if the girls don't study law. I'm loving this. A financial middle finger to your parents. Not the a-hole. It's your inheritance. Your grandparents wanted you to have it, not your parents. Do what you want with it. I would keep an eye out for your sisters because your parents may pull the same BS on them when they go to uni and don't go into law. No, I reckon they are going to be so soft on those girls. It's not funny. They're going to give them everything that they want and get away with it. I can already see it happening because of the massive difference. It's just going to be, I think it's just a thing that, you know, like I've also seen it where different siblings are just treated differently. So some are treated especially well, no matter what they do. And then another sibling that tries their hardest at life still gets treated like trash. So this is the original OP. I definitely plan to have an eye on them. An eye on how the situation with my sister unfolds. I do need to say that at least my mother's temper seems to be better in check nowadays with the twins. Remains to be seen how my dad's superiority will figure into the future. Okay, ask your dad why he needs money from an inferior archaeology student if he's got a degree in law. I mean, after all, he held that position to such high regard that he shat on you when you went after your passion. Why would he want help from someone who he so clearly thinks went the wrong route in life? Thanks. That's actually a good comeback. I'll have to borrow that. Whenever something comes between me and a family member, I always let them have it and let them know that we don't have to talk about anything. Dude, you're not entitled. Yes, your grandparents bought you the apartment, but you've been working hard on your studies and trying to become independent, or you might as well already be independent. Your parents are the entitled ones. Don't feel bad about not giving them the money. If they are well off, they're the ones to support your sisters, not you. Someone who's away and focusing on your future. I am independent, and for years I work for a museum and the Connected Historical Society now. Wow, that's pretty good. You are most definitely in the right to do that. They shouldn't expect you to give them what is rightfully yours. No, exactly. It's an inheritance, man. Your grandparents wanted you to have the money. It's hard, but don't allow your parents to guilt you into giving it to them. They should be able to finance their own renovations. Oh, 100%. Thanks. One would think so, but twins are expensive. I honestly have little idea about their financial situation. Nah. Mm-mm. You are not the a-hole. You can always lie and say you spent it already and tell them to shove it. You're an adult now and have to stand up for yourself. Thanks. While it's an option, I prefer not to lie, even to my loathful parents. Wow. That's just horrible. Like they are they are not nice parents at all. So rude. I couldn't All right. Now something of a different nature. Let's see if I can read this any better than what I did the last one. I do not know what is wrong with me today. I think that I'm so tired and everything has gotten to me lately. I'm kind of on struggle street. And I just refreshed my monetization and it is still on. Call it an experiment, but I swear I reckon once the stream finishes, like an hour or two later, I reckon it'll turn to limited. It's just, oh my God, it's so funny. So, like, I checked back a lot of my streams and a lot of them had been on limited. So, I literally went through one day going, like, review, 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 review. And it's like a manual review. And, because, like, remember, I used to do Friday Night Live and stream it I used to like dual stream it to my channel as well. Those are the only things that are remaining limited or can't be monetized because of the content or copyright. So I remember there was so many times like we'd go like backstage and then I'd get like a notification like 15 an hour after we finished going, yeah, so there's like a copyright on this. I'm like, cut that segment out. I've been super tired lately also. It's so bad. I think it's still like a whole like recovery thing from being sick. I still can't mentally grasp my way around things. It's horrible. Ah, yay, Ash. Hang on. Look what I put in. Look how I put in my sounds. I should put in the kitty going, yeah. Oh, okay. It repeats itself if you don't turn it off. I did not know that. But yay, Ash. Thank you so much for being a coffee addict. I appreciate you. That's right. I was going to plan soon on doing a members only live soon. And I shall do a little giveaway. It's like, oh, it feels exciting to do a giveaway. I still have to I know. It's already been 2 months. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? I am completely lost. I'm dazed and confused. I'm drunk. I've been drinking red wine and I love you all. Mwah. We love you too. What am I doing? Oh, actually, this is I should see if that restaurant that I went to that I wanted to get a wine from yesterday is open today. I'll drag Mad Max down just to have a wine. It might be a snack. Because I want my wine. I don't want to buy a bottle. I don't want to buy a bottle and have it around the house. I just want a glass of wine. Know what I mean? Alrighty. This one is a little bit of an interesting one. You really enjoyed the fish markets? I reckon that's where I got sick. I reckon that's where I caught it. Because remember, I kind of like wandered off. My hair's like all caught underneath. And this ear is actually really hurting for that the new piercing that I have. Oh, I think I slept on it yesterday and now it really hurts. Oh, actually I should try to like stick that under more. Maybe there we go. Is that like a little bit better? Maybe I'll stop playing with my hair. Although I don't think that I will. I went to bingo and won nothing. Spewing. And I had fun drinking wine, and I'm going to a different bingo tomorrow. I have not played bingo in so long. Now I want to go play bingo. I just love the like the pen thing. I love the little like bally pen. There is a red wine here in Canada named 19 Crimes. Well, the wine I want is like a Greek wine. We don't have a fish market here. We have a meat market. A meat market. If you want fresh fish, I have to catch it myself. Really? Interesting. Well, I guess like we're kind of like really a very coastal. Well, I guess most of I was going to say, yeah. Well, there's just I don't know. I guess because it's like a big like capital city with like a big port, I guess. God, my brain is really damn frazzled and I can't focus. Edward, is that what happens if you drink too much of it? Perhaps. I love black towel wine. Interesting. I drank 19 Crimes the whole bottle in one day. It's so funny. So the wine that I actually want to get, so I can actually just go and get it from the bottle shop. But it's like 2 liters. It's just too much. It's not a normal sized wine. It's like a gigantic bottle. And I don't want a gigantic bottle of wine sitting around the house. I know for most people, it's like, oh, yay, giant bottle of wine. I'm just like, no, I don't want a big bottle of wine sitting there. I'm happy to have my spirits sitting there. I don't want wine sitting around. No, because I'll drink too much of it. And no. Mm-mm. Why am I getting 2 new notifications on my watch? I need to fix my my notifications. All right. This one is an interesting one. Okay. Devastated man intends calling off his wedding after finding out that his fiancée worked as an escort. There are 19 crimes for which the British would dump prisoners in Australia. That's what it's about. Oh, hey, whatever. I'm more of a beer girl than wine, if I'm being honest. I don't like beer. I like cider. I just can't get behind beer. I'm now at home to burger my name. And it's got my name on it. I can't tell that you've been drinking at all. I quit all alky this year. Oh, really? Was that like a New Year's resolution thing? I was going to be like, I just don't want to drink as much. And I guess that's true. I love it. I love stories with a wine. Oh, Queen, you're so silly. All right. Your relationship may suffer greatly when your spouse cheats. I don't want to see this. Go away. And the hurt and betrayal you experience when you discover your loved one is a hired escort are only intensified. Sure, there are ways to verify or refute your suspicions if you think your partner or spouse is an escort on the side. Hashtag sexy Melissa, sister Catties. Oh, you're so funny. Discovering the truth about a situation might be difficult at times, but let's be honest, the majority of people on the planet believe that selling sex is just wrong. There is a stigma unique to the job, but it still doesn't stop people from doing it. Besides, it's still people that patronize them, but it's not everyone that can tolerate their significant other having several partners for sex most of the time. The OP has been dating his fiance for 2 years and has been engaged for 8 months. Their wedding is coming soon, but the OP found out she worked as an escort. Let me not read that now because it's going to be part of the thing. The OP didn't believe it at first, but when he confronted his fiancée, she confirmed it. The OP was shocked and didn't believe Diana should be ashamed of her past career. He felt he should have been made aware, and now he's in a dilemma about what to do. So, 35 male. My fiancé of 3 years, 30 female, used to work as an escort. I'm tempted to call off the wedding. My fiance Diana and I have been dating for 2 years and engaged for 8 months. Our wedding is coming up in February. Diana is a beautiful woman, both inside and out. She has a very lively personality and is definitely the most attractive woman I have dated. She is quite outgoing and actually asked me out. Our relationship has been going well so far. Oh, sorry. We share a lot of the same hobbies. We're both into skiing, enjoy traveling, and trying new restaurants. Recently, however, I received multiple disturbing mails from an anonymous account. They were screenshots from an escort agency's website and showed that Diana used to work for them. Her face was blurred out, but I could still tell. They are 8 to 9 years old and it's legal in my country, but I was still devastated when I saw these pictures. At first, I didn't believe her, but when I confronted her, she confirmed it. She told me that from 20 to 22, she worked as an escort before quitting. She was with some high-end agency and slept with 2 to 3 men a week and made a lot of money. After 2 years, she stopped because she started to hate the work. I was kind of shocked. I didn't really know what to say. I do not believe Diana should be ashamed or anything of her past career. I just felt that I should have been made aware. I'm upset for multiple reasons. The first is that she lied by omission to me. I would not have pursued a relationship if I was aware of her past career. Secondly, we waited until we were in a serious relationship to have sex. This gave me the false impression she viewed intimacy a certain way. Now I just feel like an idiot. Why? Oh, this guy. Lastly, I own several businesses in the area with many partners. I know that a few have pretty conservative morals when it comes to sexuality. I would have wanted to know about her past career ahead of time so that I could thought how to deal with a potential fallout. Oh, okay. Sorry, my brain cannot read today. I'm very tempted to break our engagement and call off the wedding over what I feel was a betrayal. Is this something that could be potentially resolved? Also, if I break it off, how should I tell her and should I inform her of the screenshots? Yes. The comments roll in. Deary me. I was 2 in 91. What do you call a Chloe drunk? I don't know. What do you call a Chloe drunk? Definitely something to be proud of. I was born 18th of February 1991. Jesus, man, you guys are babies. I hope you didn't start drinking that year. I think making money however you can, as long as it's nothing illegal or harmful to anyone. You shouldn't be looked at any differently. I quit drinking about 1 week after you were born. Bonkers. All the reasons that you stated make sense for why you don't want to marry her. It's something that can potentially be resolved, but it all boils down to if you can accept that part of her past or not. If not, move on. Agreed. Bro, if you're thinking about leaving over this, just do it. It won't get any easier. No. Starting off with the easy one. Let's talk about the easy one first. Should I inform her of the screenshots? Yes, she needs to know that someone out there is doxing her. Best case, it was someone you know who wanted to make sure you knew about her past. Worst case, someone who wants to hurt her and they might not stop at ruining her engagement. Is this something that could be potentially resolved? This is a hard one. There isn't a correct answer. In my opinion, she should have had a serious conversation with you about things before you started to get paid. What? For regarding the wedding. Hang on. Before things starting. Before things started to get paid for regarding the wedding. You can choose to accept her as she is, or you can decide this is something you can live with. You wouldn't be wrong either way. That she hid her past and wasn't going to tell you before you were married is concerning, but not entirely unforgivable. This Redditor would break it off. If someone can send you these, then it's clear that sooner or later more people will find out. It could be her enemy or yours, but this person has obviously waited some time to pull the trigger. I would break it off. I also couldn't be with a former or current prostitute, just no. She has been supportive and loving partner. While I have sympathy for her because it happened years prior and she has moved on from that lifestyle, she should have told you. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, she would have been embarrassed to do that, but because she admitted to tell you, you were unable to decide on your own whether to accept her past or not. We don't know your life, so we can't just say dump her. But if she, from the start of the relationship to now, has been a supportive and loving partner that brings value to your life, then consider it further. However, I strongly suggest that you tell her about the screenshot. She needs to know that someone has an agenda against her, even if you all don't work out. She needs to be aware that someone else knows her past and that they might try to mess with her work and personal life outside of you. Despite what she did when she was younger, she should be able to continue and move forward with her life as of now. A Redditor had to pitch in. Personally, this doesn't sound like a deal breaker to me. She did this line of work long before she met you and moved on from it. She probably felt embarrassed. Hang on. Did I already read that already? Damn. If she's been a great partner and means she's now she's a great partner, and just because she viewed sexuality one way then doesn't mean she views it the same way now. She wanted to have sex just as you did, which shows a lot. So I suggest speaking with her more thoroughly about it before making any decisions. Additionally, you need to tell her that someone is actively trying to mess with her life with the screenshots you saw. That's the right thing to do as a partner and a human being. Her past is something that can't change, whether you accept it or not, whether you accept it as it is or move on. In my opinion, if her past and the fact that she hid it from you makes you uncomfortable, you have every right to call off the wedding and move on to someone new. You deserve to be with someone who makes you feel comfortable, and she deserves to be with someone who accepts her for who she is. Don't call off the wedding yet. Honestly, that is a very, very big thing to lie about, OP. You need to reconsider and take a step back. Maybe don't call off the wedding just yet, but really think about whether or not you're the kind of person who can now go and live with a full life with a woman who's had sex with upwards of 250 people without feeling ways about it. You're allowed to have a relationship for any reason you want. Could it be resolved? Yeah, maybe. How should you tell her? Directly and honestly. As far as informing her of the screenshots, you already confronted her, right? Why do you need to tell her about the screenshots? I wonder who it is that sent you the screenshots in the first place. Obviously, it's someone you know since they have your email address. So why are you suggesting not to tell her about the screenshots? Obviously, there is someone outside dynamics at play here, and irrespective of the decision about the wedding, he and she should work out why someone is playing games with them. Do note that she was illegal. Oh, was legal, sorry. This is a clear breach of trust. She took away your ability to make an informed decision about pursuing a relationship with her by refusing to share her history of being a sex worker. You said yourself you wouldn't have begun a relationship with her if you knew. She probably knew that as well and decided to hide the fact that she was an escort for 2 years in order to get what she wanted. It seemed as if the real issue here is that she views sex as a transitional thing that can be casual or traded for money, whereas you see it as a deeply intimate act reserved for committed relationships. Those kinds of opposing viewpoints are a deal breaker, in my opinion. But you need to decide if you are willing to forgive her dishonesty and her history as a very active escort. Is this the woman you want to marry and perhaps start a family with? Good luck. Oh, wow. These keep going. This could be all she left out, or there could be more. I couldn't say and trust her anymore. Also, I couldn't be with someone who treated sex as a commodity. I think you really covered everything there. There's two main problems. She lied by omission in order to get what she wanted. The trust is gone and likely isn't coming back. Separately from number one, she's shown that she doesn't view intimacy in the same way. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Redditors say the OP needs to notify the police since the screenshot suggests that his partner is being followed and harassed. But seriously, Diana needs to know the screenshots, even if they decide not to keep the relationship. What are your thoughts about this story? Leave a comment. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, interesting one. My next oldest brother birthday is February 18th, but 1964. Irrelevant point, but still interesting. I don't think it's any different to look into someone's past. You were not there with them. Yeah, I know. But I guess the whole thing of, like being with someone is finding out all of their past things. So I guess that, like over time and getting to know someone at the beginning of a relationship is kind of, like telling stories about yourself, I guess, in a way. And look, update on the Stanley Cup. I don't mind it. Is it my favorite cup? No. And you know why? The straw. So I filled it up like nearly to the top and it leaks. So you can't fill this up too much or you've got water slip sliding around in this top section, which is not fun. I haven't tried pulling the straw out yet to like twist it around because there's like the little opening here, so you could potentially take the straw out and lock it up. But I still heard it leaks. So at the moment, she's just oh no, I've got like a dirty mark. A big sippy cup. It serves a purpose. Is it going to be an absolutely amazing cup? No. It is what it is. I have it now. I never look at anyone any different because of their past, unless it was something very bad. I mean, I wish I could get paid for having sex. Oh dear. I went through nursing school with a gal who part paid for her schooling by stripping. It paid a lot better than waitressing for minimum wage. I'm sure it did. Edward, I have a few friends that are strippers, and every single one of them leave that strip club when they leave that at the strip club when they walk out the door. Mm-hmm. I hope you're well, Ryan. Thank you so much. And I watched it over and over. Easy money is something that's very hard to walk away from. Unfortunately, yes. 2 months. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so weird to think it's already been like a couple of months. Time has like flown by. I honestly can't believe it's like the end of January. So weird. All right, should we do another story or should I call it a day and like chill out on my Australia day? I feel like I don't know what I'm doing today. It is just one of those days that I just I just want to like chill and like do nothing when really I should be doing some things. But like, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. Hang on, I do have my thing open. Oh, Alex got it. Cool. Hang on, I'm gonna. But like after I've got a feeling now because I read that story that I'm gonna my thing will actually end up being unlimited. It's still unmonetized for now. I don't know why I keep bothering to look. Up to you. You like these stories? I'm just really struggling to read today. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's so bad. Ah, thank you. How you doing, Fabrics? Ah, you're still hanging in there. Thank you, Caprese. All right. I'm sure I have more here. Oh look, there's another one of these like family stories about money. Since we had that topic before, let's check out this one. All right. Let's present. Share screen. Hey, Perpetual Platypussy, how are you? Much love to you too, Biscuit. All right. Hey, Pokemon Go Charizard, how you doing? All right. Share screen. Alrighty. 19-year-old cries out after his parents refused refunding the $150K he borrowed them to build a house. Redditors are left bewildered. One needs quick cash. Ugh, my goodness. One needs quick cash in case of financial emergency or if a business opportunity arises. However, how do you get that cash you're looking for? I can't read. Oh my goodness. The humidity here the last few days has been absolutely disgusting. How are you doing as well? For some, the bank of mum and dad has been there for them since they first asked them for a candy bar at the store or when they assisted them in purchasing their first used car. So, yes, it would seem logical to approach them for a loan, but borrowing from parents has a distinct impact as an adult. Oh my goodness. Ads. Oh my god, 98% humidity. It is disgusting. Like right now, I'm legitimately sitting here in aircon. Like I do not want to go outside. I honestly really do not. Mm-mm. I actually wanted to go into the office yesterday and not be outside. When your parents give you a loan, look, you can see I've been looking up UGG boots. When your parents give you a loan, they frequently don't charge interest and the payback terms are reasonable. Your parents are not likely to act as loan sharks, even when they do charge interest. Typically, your parents may offer you a better deal than a bank, but we stop talking about parents who borrow money from their kids. Do they even pay back? Or do they just behave like the OP's parents in today's story? You see, the 19-year-old OP gave their parents $150K to build a new house that all of them would live in. OP's dad didn't have enough for the monthly down payment, and his mum said that when they sold their current house, they would pay OP back for the down payment. But did they keep their words? Or your guess is as good as mine. And you can keep scrolling to read the entire story below. Hey, Neon. How are you? Here, kitty, kitty. I don't mind it being hot outside, but humidity, no thank you. Oh, I know. I don't mind heat, but the air at the moment is thick. Yeah, it is like just disgusting. Ugh. Oh, humidity is not for me. No, thank you. All right. Well, look, there's another thing of entitled parents. Parents won't give me money back like they said they would. When I was 19 years old, I gave my parents 150K to build a new house that all of us and my sister would live in. My dad didn't have enough money for the monthly down payment, and my mum said that when we sold our current house, they will pay me back for the down payment. A year later, when the new house was done being built and our current house got sold, parents won't give me back the 150K to keep on. They keep on saying how they raised me for so many years and took care of me and how I lived for free. What do I do? Should I feel guilty? I really want my money back. And I know my parents have more than enough to pay me back and they are not struggling at all. I think that's absolutely horrible. But also our monthly bills are $6,000 a month and my dad pays for everything. So should I ask my mum only for my money back? Yes. Yes, because that was the agreement. That was the agreement that they give you the money back. They said they would. The OP went to add on in an edit, and here it is. I did not get it in writing. It was only a verbal agreement. So how they got the down payment in the first place was because I used my bank account to take out monthly direct withdrawals of 30K every month for 5 months. Whoa, to the house builder. Hang on, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I am feeling very choked up. Sorry about that. I think it's just because like I'm in the aircon, like I just get like really, really stuffy. It's so gross. Is that referring to me or referring to someone else? Hey, Retro, how are you? Oh, yeah. So, like, I've been sitting in aircon, and then as I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, I'm getting really, really choked up. Redditors certainly had a lot of questions, and they did get answers. This was my thoughts exactly. How does a 19-year-old have 150K and parents do not? Everyone's like, this is my question. Teach me your ways, OP. According to OP, all a 19-year-old needs to do is own a marketing company. So simple. Oh, yeah, totally. That was making 400K per year. Well, then it's if this 19-year-old had enough money to shell out 150K and was making 400K a year, like that, fair enough, they want their money back, but they're not struggling either. Talk to a lawyer. You need to be talking to a lawyer, not to Reddit. Parents shouldn't expect to be paid or otherwise compensated for doing their job, aka raise you, sue their pants off, or get their house bulldozed. The OP owes them nothing. Get a lawyer. You don't owe them for raising you. I've always loved that excuse. You don't owe me for raising you. Like, hey, I remember knocking on your tummy saying, make me now. Stupid excuse for theft. Yep. As if raising their kids was some random act of kindness instead of something they are required to do by law as legal guardians. Pizza Demon, hello. How are you? Hey, Inspiro Real. Yes, please don't forget to hit that like. I will eternally be grateful. I love you guys. The OP should gather evidence. They can't be trusted to keep their word. Take them to court. What they did was steal from you. You are in no way obligated to pay for their upbringing of you. That was their duty, not a contract or implied agreement to pay them for doing what any parent must legally do. Gather any correspondence your records of transfers, and any recorded statements, witnesses, or evidence of that verbal agreement, and take it to the courts. The downside is that this will damage the relationship between OP and his parents even more. The upside is that by resolving the issue, even if legally, there's a possibility for a relationship to heal, which doesn't exist if the issue is left right. Yeah, the relationship is already damaged. Let's face it. The relationship's damaged. How is heard your parents taking care of you when you're in diapers? That way we take care of them when they are in diapers. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Have kids, you look after them, and then they have to look after you in your old age. Is that the thing? OP shouldn't pay for his upbringing. Well, did you get the writing in agreement? How did you get 150K? Do you have a record of the transfer? You aren't obligated to pay for your upbringing. If they won't give it back, make them put you on the deed so you can get your money back from equity, or take it into court. So it's the OP. No, it was a verbal agreement. I was making over 400K a year at the time, having my own marketing business, but I'm not making anything like that anymore. And yes, I do have records. They said that when the new house gets sold, I will get more than 150K back, but I don't think I believe them at this point. I also don't know when that is, and I need the money right now. All right. OP reveals one of their achievements. I grew a meme Instagram page from 0 to 10 million followers total. I was getting paid over $1,000 a day, every single day, in sponsorships from various companies. I chose not to go to school after high school, which made me have a lot of free time to work on the account. I always had a passion for numbers and analytics and problem solving to figure out what works best and to get the best results possible. Holy cow! Imagine that. Growing a meme Instagram account from 0 to 10 million followers. Like, seriously, on my Instagram account, I can't even get to 1,000. Although I don't post on it every day. And it was hard enough trying to get 1,000 on here. Like, I suck. I suck at like social media. I suck at all this stuff. I just suck in general. Oh, Caprese. My parents passed away when I was younger, so I don't have to worry about any of that, but wish I did. Yeah, like my parents are total opposite. Like if I needed anything, they would give me their last 5 cents if it was to help me. Like, that's the type of people that my parents are. They've been screwed over a lot by family and stuff like that in life. So yeah, they would never expect anything out of me, and I certainly would never take advantage of them. That's just the relationship that we have. So stopping by the drop a like. Thank you, my Vita Loca. I hope you're doing well. I feel like my voice is so high pitched today. It's so bad. That money is gone. Whoops. Should have gotten everything in writing. Now you're screwed. Never ever just give someone a huge amount of money unless you have a written contract signed by both parties describing the funds and how they will be repaid. That money is gone. Sorry. And how at 19 years old you had 100K to give away is a whole other story, I take. You know what? Seriously, his parents really just took advantage of him. They're like, hey, he's got the money. We'll just take it off him. He's our son. Well, he'll just have to agree to it. Like, you shouldn't treat people like that. You really, really shouldn't. Actually, a guy at work was saying that, there was some loan between him and his sister, and he made sure to have a contract drawn up for the sum of money. I don't think it was anywhere close to 150K, but it was a large sum of money. But Yeah, and then things turned very sour, and it was very fortunate that there was that contract in place. So it was sad, but it taught me that you really don't need anything in life to be happy. It's actually the opposite for a lot of people, that they're not happy because they don't have stuff. Yeah, agreed. Hey, Outpost, how are you doing? I'm grateful for all the nothing I have. Yeah, I feel like the less that people have, sometimes the happier they really are. And that, that a lot of that people think that a lot of material possessions will make you happy in life, when that is certainly not the case. Bulldoze a house and let everyone suffer together. The OP explains some more. Okay, so yeah, this is the same thing. Where did a 19-year-old get 150? I had a huge social media account and got sponsorship deals every day, over 100K every day. I wasn't in school and had a lot of free time. The way you type and the fact that you're claiming you entered into thousands of pounds worth of sponsorship deals, yet didn't get 150K worth of money in a contract, makes me believe the story is poop. For us to believe this, we would have believed that you were 17, 18, getting this kind of money, in which, as you were a minor, your parents would have controlled said money. No, well, I don't understand. It is a remarkable achievement. Wow, 19 years old and earning 400K annually. Are you some sort of savant or boy genius? I figured you say you had developed some software and hit big time, another Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. I'm curious, and it has nothing to do with your question, but how on earth did a 19-year-old make that kind of salary, and why aren't you still making it? If it's too personal, then feel free to type out the answer softly. Lol. No, you're under no obligation to tell us. I just think it's a remarkable achievement, and I'm curious as to how you did it. As for your parents, unless you can put together a paper trail proving you lent them the money, perhaps you can show the money went from your account to theirs, but they might claim it was a gift or payment for something they did. You are under no obligation to pay back, for raising you. That's totally their responsibility. I agree you need to meet with a lawyer and see if your paperwork is sufficient to prove your case. Perhaps even having a lawyer get in touch with them might scare them enough to make arrangements to pay you back. A lawyer might agree to take his fee out of what you recover, but be careful you don't end up paying an enormous sum for their services. Have it in writing for sure. Legally binding deal. Honestly, I would take them to court. They failed to uphold the deal. First, prove it. Second, what legally binding deal? Verbal contract is still a contract. Yep, exactly. Also, having a lot of money, you find that people want to be your friend out of nowhere. Social media is making young people incredibly rich. It's not unheard of to make that kind of money. Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of, like a lot of younger people, like even like younger YouTubers and like TikTok and all that kind of stuff that end up, like making it really, really, really big. Go viral on TikTok and stuff like that. Like they're making massive sums of money, you know? But then it's also we're also in like a generation of where like younger people, just because of social media and influencers and stuff like that, they want so much more expensive things and want to appear richer than what they are, if that makes sense. Hey Jerry, how are you? Hey Blanco, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Australia Day hype. Oh, you've got the prawns. You will need to get a lawyer and sue them to get your money back. If they have sent any texts or emails about owing you the money or talking about the loan. Save these as evidence. If you don't have that, email or text them demanding they start repayment of the loan. Hopefully they will text or email back something that proves the loan happened and they just don't want to repay you now. Also, you don't owe them a penny for them raising you for 18 years. It was an obligation they took on for bringing you into the world. Yep. No arguments here, as OP's relationship with the parents won't ever be salvageable. They took a whopping 150K, and that's not the kind of thing you just sweep under the rug. Some Redditors say that even if the OP gets it back from the courts, trust is out the window. We do hope OP gets the money back and invests it wisely, as the parents have proven they can't be counted on in hard times. Like, I honestly I can't believe, like, of what what people do to their kids. It's just not cool. It is all natural. I went grey very young. So my dad started going grey at like 18 or 19, and I started going very grey in my 20s, and I used to cover it up. So I used to dye. So I've been dyeing my hair since I was like pretty young, and then I got to a point of where I was over like I used to do like balayage. So I used to have like the really sort of like light ends, and then I would dye the darker bit on top. And then I was tired of the upkeep of that. And then I was just dyeing my hair dark brown. But then the hairdressers still would dye my hair like way too dark. And like I would literally have like black roots. And I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm done dyeing my hair. And like, I did that like 5 years ago or something like that. I just decided just to, it was over 5 years ago. I decided to stop dyeing my hair altogether, and I grew out all my hair dye. A couple of years ago, I did like the blonde money pieces in my fringe. So yeah, that's the story of my grey hair. I thought that I would look absolutely ridiculous, but somehow I ended up having a very interesting grey streakage thing going on. So I think it's because I also have I actually have like some blonde hair in amongst with the dark brown. I got silver racing stripes down both sides of my hair. I love this getting obvious. You know what? I don't mind the grey hair. It's the wrinkles that I don't like. So I was having a whinge the other day that I need Botox. The entertainment has been entertainment industry has been using kids for decades, and parents are the worst. Look at Gary Coleman, big TV star, died penniless because his parents stole all of his money when he was a kid on those shows. Yeah, I know. Like, it's just the way that people treat their children is just horrible. I don't know. My brother-in-law went completely grey by 20. I think it looks great. Natural highlights. Yeah. So like, my dad was 26 when he married my mum, and he was pretty much completely grey by 26. I was actually hoping by now I'd actually be like completely all grey, but no, I feel like the grey hair hasn't been growing as fast as what I thought it would. So, because there's one of the Vogue editors, I think she's in the UK. Like, she is like completely like grey. She like completely rocks it. So, I'm just like, it is what it is. And you know what? I don't pay to dye my hair. It's so funny. I was actually sitting at like a restaurant to eat, and a woman actually came up to me. She's just like, your hair looks amazing. Where do you get it done? I'm like, this is my natural hair. And she's like, what? I'm like, yes, this streakage is all natural. I'd rather have grey hair than no hair. Yeah, like I do now. That's all right. My husband is also losing his hair on top, and he's got like long hair, and it's just like, please don't have your hair out, just have it up in a man bun. Hi Mel, you look fine, don't worry. How are you doing, Rally? Have you figured out how to stream yet? Like, is YouTube letting you stream or not? You're gonna have to get in contact with them. Yeah, the wrinkles suck, but I've learned every single one of them. Embrace it. Yeah, I don't like I don't like the physically getting old thing. I don't know. I'm grey. I'm 43. I went grey at 40. Well, I went grey a lot very early. I'm not 40 yet, so I just went grey really early. I don't really care. I'm still gorgeous. Of course you are, Rally. Of course you are. Being a child star is not as happy as it seems. Well, look how many child stars have just gone through so much. Like, you just gotta look at like Lindsay Lohan, and like I've seen like deep dives into Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and like in a lot of ways, those twins were very lucky. They had someone set up like a production company for them at the age of 6. So a lot of their money was luckily saved. Hi, Dealey. Do I have OnlyFans? No, I do not. Perhaps I have an only feet, and yes, that is a joke. Yeah, I have a receding hairline, and that's starting to get light on my crown. So I'm having fun with my hair while I still have it. I decided to wear dreadlocks until I don't have enough hair to. Fair enough. Oh, was it? I was actually watching. So one of the hair chicks I follow, she did like this whole like dreadlock look on a wig. Actually looked pretty cool. Lindsay Lohan's cute. Think it's just me that thinks that. Well, no. She was all right. Unless she kind of got her life back together again, because like, oh, what was it? Ashley Bynes. I think that she's still a little bit of a hot mess. Drew Barrymore is another one where her mum completely like used and abused her. I've seen like the whole like deep dive into the past of Drew Barrymore. God, that's a very like interesting story about Drew Barrymore. Like, because like she was going off to like Hollywood parties and clubs and stuff like that at like 12, 13 years old, and like just be like let in because she was known around Hollywood, and like doing drugs and stuff like that at that kind of age. And it's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's just like, how the hell, like why are they letting a child like that? It's it is full on. Actually, what did I start watching yesterday? I started watching 2.5 hour thing on Scientology, and its background. I'm like, this is just bizarre. I'm like, it was very, very odd. Everyone I mentioned her, I hear, oh God, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan has had much work done to her face. A lot of celebrities have had too much work done to their face, like Kylie Jenner. Oof. like that girl, like her like teenage insecurities, and so she's like 26, but she looks like she's in her 30s now. Like she's just had way, way, way too much work done just in general. It's just horrible. But who was I watching? I was watching another chick on YouTube who she does like a lot of she does a lot of videos on what happened to certain celebrity, like different celebrities' faces and stuff like that. So she'll be like, all right, so this was like at their start of their career, and like this is the way that they're looking at now. And like guessing at procedures. And then I saw that there was an actual like plastic surgeon that was reacting to her videos and kind of like confirming what he thinks if her theories about the certain procedures are correct, and also estimates on the amount of money the plastic surgeries to their faces have like all cost. Like there's the thing, like the that look is like buccal fat removal, and having like fillers and stuff done to like the cheeks and the chin, and then having like lifts, like eye lifts and things like that, and then also like here like having nose jobs, but then also having surgery to like lift that to make your lip look bigger and things. I'm like, oh my god, what are these surgeries? And like the so many different like people as well, from like the Kardashians to like another one I can remember is like Anya Taylor-Joy and different actresses like that. She's married, having a baby. Hasn't she already had the baby? Drew was always my celebrity crush. I turned lesbian for her. I know, right? Oh my god. What did I love Drew Barrymore in? Charlie's Angels. She's definitely still like one of my favorites, eh? And Ever After. Mm-hmm. E.T. Phone Home. Drew Barrymore, you mean mine's Isla Fisher. Only Mel will know her. She's an Australian, cute, gorgeous celebrity crush. I remember I used to, what the Australian TV show, Home and Away. I loved watching Isla Fisher on that. It was so sad when she left. But she made it big in Hollywood, which is actually really, really cool. But I feel like it's so weird that she's married to like Borat. It's the craziest thing to me. Being a childhood star would be difficult. The world you get to be part of isn't a natural, healthy, glowing environment, and you're exposed to so many people that want to exploit you. Oh, I know. Yep, perpetual platypussy. If you can't tell by the platypus in her name, she's Australian as well. Have you seen Reese Witherspoon or Monica from Friends? Oh my god, look different. Look like different person. Reese Witherspoon doesn't look too bad. Like she has aged fairly well. But on the other hand, what's her name? Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox has had so much work done to her face. It's so bad. Oh, what was it? There's a model on YouTube. She does mainly shorts. So she's from like the whole like TikTok thing. And, like she gets involved with a lot of celebrities and all that kind of thing. And it's so funny. She actually she did a short with Courtney Cox that I saw the other day. It's just like, we're best friends, blah, 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 blah. I was doing it with Courtney Cox. It's just like, we're best friends. Of course I can come over all the time. And then the Courtney Cox is doing the thing which is just like, yeah, I wish you would stop doing that. And just like, oh, well, Courtney's just like, that's not what we're meant to do. But yeah, like, Jennifer Aniston's actually isn't doing too bad for her age. But yeah, like that, like these people, they get paid for their looks. So it's just like, of course, you'd end up doing so many treatments and all this type of stuff to make you look a lot younger than what you really are, unfortunately. Ladies, you look fine. I know sometimes you want to feel better about yourselves, and that's okay. But it really is who you are spiritually that matters most. True. My husband reckons I look fine. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just looking so old. Oh dear. My wife has always wanted a nose job. She's Asian and doesn't like that her nose is flat. So she wants a bridge. I wouldn't like that. Her face is symmetrical and gorgeous. You know what? Like a lot of the time, like, unless there's something really wrong, it's just, like that's how your nose is. Like, I think my nose is huge, but it's like, would I go get a nose job? No, because I don't need it. Like my grandmother had 2 nose jobs for a deviated septum. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with her sinuses. There was nothing wrong. But by the second one, her nose kind of looks like it collapsed. So she ended up having a wonky ass nose. So many people that I know that have had, or so many like stories I've heard about nose jobs, is that like they can go very, very badly and won't stay like, like after it's first kind of healed, that it still continues healing and changes. And there's so many botched stories of nose jobs. Oh, it's so bad. There's another Australian girl. So her name is Pretty Pastel Please on YouTube. She's massive. She's a massive Australian YouTuber. And a couple of years ago, so I think it was like right at the start of lockdowns and stuff like that, she had a nose job because she'd had like a broken nose when she was a kid and it was all, like twisted and stuff like that. And being on YouTube, she got teased a lot for her nose and even teased and bullied and stuff like that through school. So it's always something that she wanted to do and she got it done. And because of lockdowns and stuff like that, she actually ended up with like really bad infection and stuff like that from her nose job, that her nose job actually went backwards and she actually had to have, and so her nose job ended up being botched. And like one nostril ended up being like tinier than the other one, and she still couldn't breathe through her nose and stuff like that. And she ended up having to do like another nose job or something. And I think that even that was botched again. So surgeries are just dangerous. Yes, that is exactly who I'm talking about. She's so funny. I love her. But some of the stuff lately has been a bit cringe. Like she's been doing some of this, because you know how like she just takes the piss out of everything, right? Where she was just like making fun of, like the Mean Girls and stuff like that. So she was pretending to do the Mean Girls. I'm like, I really don't like these ones. I like her really stupid ones. Like I love the whole A Day in the Life as a Billionaire Stay-at-Home Girlfriend. That series was awesome. My God, I love that. So I know that it gets hard of when you kind of like overdo one bit of content and then try to like get into something else. Oh, and I think the first time I actually saw her was after Met Gala last year, where she did because you know how like Jared Leto dressed up as Pepetto, the cat, Karl Lagerfeld's cat for the Met Gala, and it was when there was the whole TikTok trend of dressing the same as someone or whatever, and it's the come out and it's just like shit, Shit. That was the first time I saw her, and that's when I started following her. She's just been so funny. Yes, Raleigh is from the UK. That's all right. We like our English neighbours. Talisa from Band and Dubs had lip surgery and went wrong. Now her lips aren't straight. True story. Yeah. I don't want any work done on my face. Don't want to look like, oh my God. Yep. Jocelyn Wilderston, the cat lady. Yeah. That is scary. And I honestly don't understand why people think that that's a good look. I've had nose reconstruction and deviated septum repair due to a car accident I was in as a teenager. My nose got smashed, oh my goodness, and was under my eyes. Though, so it's a little different. Yeah, no, completely. If, like you've literally had like a smashed nose and need to reconstruct it, that's completely different than just not being happy with the shape of your nose. Like my mom, like she's just like, for so many years, my mum had got smashed in the face with a ball and her nose got broken and it didn't repair right. So my mum's nose is a bit crooked and she was always just like, I want to get a nose job to fix it. And then she watched a documentary on how nose jobs are done and she's like, no. She's just like, I'm not getting a nose job. Because she had to have like reconstructive like back surgery and her shoulder still was never the same after having to have reconstructive shoulder surgery. And she's like, as soon as she saw what they do to your nose, she's like, I cannot do that. No. Hailey can be obnoxious. Yeah, we get it. Celebrities, but her older stuff was funny. Yeah, her older stuff was so good. Like her newer stuff, it's a little bit on the nose. Oh, that would have been so painful. Ooh. But yeah. Dearie me. But yeah, the whole what was I going to say? I'm like, oh, that'd actually be like a pretty interesting topic to go through some of those celebrities and stuff like that, like their faces from then to now. Like it's just the whole thing of society. No one wants to grow old or look old. I don't know. I wish I was a few inches taller, but well, you could always take a leaf out of what's his name? Oh, what's his name? I love it. His name is on the tip of my tongue. So he was Bane in Dark Knight Rises. He also plays Venom. Tom Hardy, that's it. So Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy is shorter than Christian Bale. So he was wearing like platform shoes. These are extra couple of inches. Or you can just put like things inside of your shoe, like the lifters. You'll get a bit of height from that. I'm just being silly now. But yeah. Well, I hope all you guys had a little bit of fun with me. It was nice having a chat. I still feel like I have no idea what I am doing when I do this type of stuff. And I feel like I'm very shocking at reading these things. I don't know. One day I'm sure I shall figure my channel out eventually. Oh, tell me about it. He is hot. But he's actually fairly short. I think he's about my husband's height. I still consider my husband is tall because he's a lot taller than me because I'm short. But like when you think of like the really like tall guys are all over like the 6 foot mark. So Tom Hardy's on like the shorter side of that. So that's what they say. That like Tom Cruise is short, but I think that he's not like super short. He's like short in comparison to like the women that he's been with because they all seem to be fairly tall. Maybe he has a thing for tall women. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going on about. I've lost my marbles. Or did I ever have them? No, I don't think so. Really, Caprese? But very muscular. Well, that makes up for it then. Oh, you're doing well, hon. I'm the same with my channel. I just ramble on, but people who love you don't mind. Yeah, I know. That's what I count on. Oh, well, I'm sure. Well, hey, it's just like I got to that monetization stage, so hopefully there's something about me people like. Oh, I'm just a weird, silly Aussie. I feel like I need to make some more videos and not just do like rambling live streams that not many people turn out for. But anyways, all right, I am going to take off. I'm not quite sure what I am going to do for the rest of the day. Mila Kunis is my celebrity crush with Isla Fisher. Mila Kunis is the voice of Meg in Family Guy and married to Ashton Kutcher. Lucky man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also like Mila Kunis, and I'm also a fan of Natalie Portman as well. Nothing wrong with being short. Embrace it. I'm sure your personality is tall. Yes and no. I just feel like I'm like that odd person. You know how there's always just like the I don't know how to describe myself. I'm like the odd person out. I'm not like the super shy person, but like I'm not like the over extroverted person. I fall as that sort of in between, and I really feel like I am that in between. I have love you, Grandma. Have a great day, and everyone. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I'm 5 foot, and my personality is about 7 foot. Yeah, I know a couple of my shorter friends are very like extroverted. So, all right, everyone, for all the Aussies out there, have a great public holiday. That is how I'm going to diplomatically say it. All right, I'll see you guys next time. I think I'll book it in later today. I'm going to hopefully do a coloring stream tomorrow. And then the next 2 weeks, I won't be able to do coloring streams. I've got to do work stuff, but hopefully I should have extra time off during the week. So maybe if I get extra time off from work during the week, then I will do my coloring stream then. Because I don't really have to talk for those. I just have to color. All right, guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really do appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.